YouTube, what is up? Greenman47 signing on. Let's get it. What's up, gun family? Let's go ahead and get started with today's video. First, before I get into the gun, if you are new to the channel, welcome. Take a look around. If you like what you see, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Also hit that little notification bell as well. If you are returning to my channel, welcome back. Welcome back. I appreciate that. And also, if you like this video, smash that like button. Give me a thumbs up as well. One of the things that I always say is to make sure, guys, that your guns are safe and secure and out of the reach of those folks that should not have guns in their possession. Our gun safety and protection of those people is of utmost priority, so make sure you do that. All right, on to today's gun. I got the Defense DDM4 PDW and 300 Blackout. If you've seen some of my videos, I kind of did like an unboxing on this gun and talked a little bit about it. Today's video is after about 650 rounds, which I know isn't a ton of rounds, but as you guys know, 300 Blackout is sometimes difficult to come across, and in addition to that, it's a little bit pricey as well. So it's going to cost you a little bit more to shoot than your standard 5.56 and 223 and some of those other calibers, but it is a cool caliber, and I'm glad to have this piece in that caliber. All right, so look at the gun. Taking a look at the gun, first of all, it is clear. Nothing in the magazine, nothing in the chamber, all clear and safe. All right, so a couple things I like about this gun. When you first look at it, it looks good. So, you know, like I told you guys before, one of the things that when I'm looking at a gun, not only does it need to function well and get the job done and be used as a tool, but it also has to look good. I don't like guns that don't look good. So, you know, take that for what you want, but that's just me. All right, so this is a really, really good looking gun. It is an AR pistol, and it has a PDW brace on the end of it, Maxim PDW brace on the end of it, which is pretty cool. If you hit the slide button here, you can extend this out in 3 different positions. All right, so it's pretty cool. I gotta say that the Maxim Defense PDW brace is super, super sturdy. I know they make a model very, very similar to this of their own, but they also have this, I guess, a contract or a deal with Daniel Defense to ship their guns with this brace as well. So just a really sturdy brace. Also, in addition to that, the gun came with a enlarged charging handle. It is a Daniel Defense charging handle. I don't know if the camera will pick that up or not, but it is a Daniel Defense charging handle, oversized handle, which is very easy to manipulate from the left or right side. So they did a good job putting that on. At the very top, you got Picatinny rails all across the top, across the upper, as well as the handguard or the lower as well. So plenty of room to mount things. So as you can see here, I have a few things mounted in terms of optics. I have some iron flip up sights, flip down sights. They are not Magpul or Daniel Defense or any of the other big time name brands. They're kind of a cheaper brand, but I had it on one of my other ARs, and they really have worked well. They're sturdy, they hold 0. So there are a couple different apertures on here that you can flick on the back or rear sight. So like I said, they're real sturdy, so I did stick them on here. Whether I upgrade later or not, you know, that remains to be known. My primary optic here, as you can see, is a Holosun 403C and a 2 MOA dot. So I gotta say I like this. It also has the solar panel on this one, that solar panel backup, which is cool. I like the Holosun optics. I believe they're the ones that also make those Romeo 5s for Sig Sauer as well. So quality optic, I think Holosun has come up over the years and really stepped their game up and making some really good products. So that's what I have as my primary optic here. Also, I have a Olight Odin Mini on here too. The cool thing about the Olight Odin Mini is that it is relatively small. So on a small pistol like this, it doesn't take up too much space, but it's not super tiny either. So I have that mounted on the right side, and it comes with an M-lock rail or an M-lock attachment, which is cool right out of the box. You don't have to order that separate. It comes with it. So it has a kind of a locking mechanism as well. I'm not going to get too far into the Olight Mini. If you want to learn more about the Olight Mini, I did do a video just on that, the Odin Mini as well. I also have the pressure pad attached to the very top of the Picatinny rail, and that makes for easy access. Whenever I grip my ARs or any type of rifle, I typically use a overhand C-clamp. And so there is a space. If you notice, there's about 3 or 4, is it 1, 2, 3 spaces on the Picatinny rail between the front sight and the pressure pad. That gives me just enough room. When I grab this, my thumb fits right in that space. If I want to access or actuate the pressure pad, I just move it back about a 1/4 inch and I can actuate that. But if I want to make sure that I don't want to accidentally actuate it or discharge, I just keep my hand up in that empty space, and it's very comfortable. It works perfectly for me. I also zip tied down the cord with one of the zip ties that comes with the Odin Mini. So it's in place, doesn't move around, it's out of my way. So super cool. It works very well for me. All right. Also, the next thing on here is an angled foregrip. This angled foregrip is a Magpul angled foregrip, and as many of you guys might know, Magpul makes a number of different foregrips and sizes of foregrips, including the angled foregrip. This is one of the smaller of the foregrips that they offer. I mean, it works because it doesn't take up too much real estate, and it fits my hand, my 4 fingers here perfectly. It is M-lock too, so it connects to the the rail with an M-lock, with M-lock screws, so it works perfectly for me. All right. Another thing I like about this gun is the ergonomics. The handle or grip that they put on this gun, for me, is super ergonomic. It just fits perfectly. It is kind of a rubberized material coating over it, and the texturing of this rubber is not super aggressive, but we're talking 300 Blackout here. You don't get a lot of muzzle rise, so you don't need it to be super aggressive, but it works just fine, and it just feels good in your hand. The way that it's contoured and fits in your palm of your hand, I gotta say, works very well for me. The trigger on this out of the box, I would say, is an okay trigger. Again, I'm not really, and I said this in a lot of my videos, I'm not really a trigger snob, so I don't really get into, this trigger is, X, Y, and Z, is this pound and that pound. If the trigger works decent, it's a decent or average trigger, I'm typically happy. Will I ever change this trigger out? Possibly, I might do that. If some of you guys know a good trigger to put in this pistol, leave that down in the comments section and let me know, because I would like to know if there's some good triggers out there that you think will work well, or you have some experience that work well in the Daniel Defense PDW. All right, so that's kind of how this goes. Some things I don't like about this pistol. There aren't very many, but there are a couple of things I don't like about the pistol. One of the things that I don't like about the pistol is that the bolt cover is made of polymer instead of like an aluminum. I think it's kind of cheesy. It probably, I'm sure, functions well, and it'll get the job done and do what it needs to do. But I just wish they would have put more like an aluminum dust cover instead of, or bolt cover instead of a polymer one. It does have the DD logo on it, so it kind of looks good, but again, it is polymer. All right, so that's one thing. The other thing that I don't like about it is from the factory in stock, it comes with a ambi safety selector. Never had an AR that came with an ambi safety selector before, so I gotta say I don't like that, simply because as many of you guys know, when you're moving that selector up and down, and I'm a right-handed shooter and I'm using my right thumb and I'm moving it up and down or actuating it with this hand, this part of my hand is being kind of knocked around or hit, or actually stopping this safety selector from moving smoothly. So I am going to remove this at some point and just get a safety selector on the left side instead of an ambi. I just can't see really any point of having an ambi safe selector if that selector is going to be, you know, the function of it is going to be impeded by this side of my hand or my pointer finger, trigger finger. All right, so that's one of the other things I don't like about it. The other thing that I kind of don't like about it, and I don't know if I would necessarily say that I don't like about it, is, you know, I mentioned that I really like this PDW brace by Maximum Defense, but when you get some of the PDW braces on some of these pistols, it makes the package a little bit bigger. So if you're going to transport or store it, you're not going to get the same, you know, level of compact, you know, transition as you would with something with a folding stock. So let me see, even like if I compare it to my CZ Scorpion, which has the SB Tactical brace, but it's a folding brace. Since it folds, you know, you're going to get a lot less on this back end, whereas this one, you're going to get a lot more on the back end. And as you can see in terms of length, there's a significant difference when all folded up. So if you're going to transport or you know, carry it in a bag or anything like that, you're going to have a little bit more, you're going to need a little bit bigger of a container for the PMW, the Daniel Defense PDW. All right? So listen, folks, that's pretty much it. You know, I shot this gun, like I said, about 650 rounds. I got a little bit of footage for you guys that I've been rolling in B-roll. I got to say that it shoots smoothly. I was hitting the target. You know, I had the hollow sun zeroed in. I was hitting the target anytime I wanted to hit the target. Not a lot of, you know, flash. There is a flash hider on the front of this, so you don't get a lot of flash. So it did a good job with that. Now, most of the time that I shot this was in broad daylight on a sunny day, so you're not going to see it quite as much anyways. As far as, like I said, the recoil is concerned, it did a nice job with the recoil. I think, you know, the system, the buffer system is set up very well. The weight of this, it might not look like a heavy gun, but it is somewhat heavy, heavier than it looks. So I think the weight also played a part in that as well. So just a well-constructed gun. First Daniel Defense rifle or pistol or any product for me, and I gotta say I'm super, super impressed with just the quality of the build, just an all-around good pistol. All right, guys, that is the Daniel Defense DDM4 PDW in 300 Blackout. You know, I'm loving this gun right now. This is after about 650 rounds. I'll probably do some sort of comparison of this pistol and something in its category at some point or another, so stay tuned for that. And so that's it. So I'm wrapping it up for this video. Again, guys, do me a favor. Make sure your guns are all secure and out of reach for those folks who should not have access to firearms. That is just as important, or actually more important, than our 2A or Second Amendment rights. So make sure you protect those who may not necessarily protect themselves. All right, so that's Grayman 47, guys. I am signing off. I will be back with another one, and I'll see you then. Like I always say, guys, if you ain't packing, you're slacking. I'll see you when I see you. Peace.